Betty Kyallo breaks down celebrating the arrival of their newborn baby with Charlie, her voice trembling with a mixture of exhaustion and pure spiritual ecstasy. As she cradled the newborn, a beautiful girl named Nova Aurora Jones, born on April 16, 2026, the usually unflappable media queen let the tears flow freely. This wasn't just a physical delivery. For Betty, it was a spiritual breakthrough. In the quiet of the hospital suite, she audibly thanked God for the mercy that brought her through a high-risk home stretch. The name Nova Aurora, meaning new dawn, was chosen to symbolize the fresh start she has found. The golden hour after birth became a sanctuary where the cameras of the world finally felt 1,000 miles away.
Yo, what's up everybody? So guess what? I'm doing my makeup, but it's been long since I did my makeup because nimekuwa tu home. But you know what? Guess what? I am going to be doing my show from home. Crazy, right? I know. So for those who don't know, I started my maternity leave this week because we are waiting for the little one. But then when they, guys at Team 47, they're so cool. They're like, you know what? Actually, you'll do part of the show from home. And so I'm doing my makeup. I hope I'm going to get it right. I'm doing my makeup right now. And I'll see you at 9 o'clock, TV 47. First of all, we had a fun...
The silence of the maternity wing was broken by the first cry of a child who had been a national talking point for 9 months. Betty's breakdown was not one of sadness, but of a woman releasing years of public pressure. She held Nova close, her tears falling onto the baby's forehead as she whispered prayers of gratitude. Charlie Jones stood by the bedside, his hand on Betty's shoulder, witnessing the transformation of a media mogul into a mother for the second time. The room was filled with the scent of lilies and the soft fume of hospital monitors, but for those inside, it felt like the center of the universe. This moment was the culmination of a baby in bloom journey that had seen Betty grace the covers of magazines and the screens of TV 47 with a radiance that many called the Kyallo glow. The foundation of this joy was laid 2 years ago, in early 2024, when Charlie Jones first entered Betty's life. Unlike the high-velocity televised romances of her 20s, this relationship was built in the quiet corners of Nairobi's cafes and during long drives away from the city's noise. Charlie proved to be the anchor Betty hadn't realized she was searching for. Over the past 24 months, he didn't just date a celebrity. He integrated into a family. He became a steady presence of Betty's first daughter, Ivana, attending school events and being the calm to the storm during the hectic launch of Betty's new business ventures. Their November 2025 anniversary served as a turning point, where the public finally began to see that Charlie wasn't just a passing chapter, but a permanent co-author of her future. But the road to the delivery room was paved with vitriol. As soon as the relationship went public, the internet judges launched a relentless campaign of age-shaming. Rumors swirled that Charlie was barely out of his teens, and critics accused Betty of preying on a younger man. The comment sections of her posts became a battlefield of double standards. Betty's response was a masterclass in modern defiance. She didn't hide Charlie, she highlighted him. She stood her ground, clarifying that Charlie is 26, and she famously told her detractors that she was finally living for herself and not for the expectations of a conservative society. She pointed out that he made her active, happy, and young at heart.
You are almost tired. You are almost there.
I'm so tired. I feel like crying. Oh my gosh. I want ice cream and orange juice.
No,
it's the baby.
You're better off having some grapes.
Hell no. What the hell? Grow what? Okay, it's not me. It's the baby. The baby wants some ice cream, vanilla. Come on.
The baby needs
I'm
help
still a
before-
body.
Hey, you're still paying, baby.
Yeah.
I'm still
Is it
hitting.
heat?
I'm still hitting.
Ah!
Effectively silencing the trolls by showing that her happiness wasn't up for public debate. Her tears today are a testament to the fact that love, when it is real, can survive even the harshest digital storm. The weight of Betty's current joy is deeply tied to her firstborn Ivana. The story of Nova's birth cannot be told without mentioning the harrowing years ago when Ivana faced a life-threatening health crisis. Back then, Betty was a mother fighting a lonely battle in intensive care units, her faith tested to its absolute limit. Seeing Ivana now, a vibrant, healthy young girl, walking into the hospital room to meet her baby sister was the moment that broke Betty's heart open once more. Ivana has spent the last decade being her mother's primary focus. Now she steps into the role of a big sister, a protector, and a guide. The bond between these two sisters represents the bridge between Betty's past struggles and her current peace. Only days before the delivery, Betty was still the queen of the weekend on TV47. She managed a high-stakes career, a branding empire, and a leadership role in a charitable organization, all while carrying the physical weight of a third trimester pregnancy. The final broadcast before her maternity leave was an emotional milestone. She signed off with the same authority she had held for a decade, but with a new softness in her eyes. She moved from the newsroom to the nursery with a seamlessness that proved she could have it all: the career, the business, and the family. Finally, the story looks back at the shadow of 2015. The fairy tale wedding to fellow journalist Dennis Okari was an event that stopped the nation. It was a time of white lace, televised vows, and a spotlight that was far too bright for a young marriage to survive. The public divorce that followed was a refiner's fire. It stripped Betty of her naivety and forced her to rebuild her identity from the ground up. Today, as she holds Nova Aurora, she is no longer the young bride of 2015 looking for external validation. She is a woman who has found her own strength. The contrast between the televised fairy tale of her first marriage and the quiet, authentic reality of her life with Charlie is the ultimate victory. The new dawn has arrived, and for Betty Kyallo, the light has never been clearer.
Yo, what's up, everybody? So guess what? I'm doing my makeup, but it's been long since I did my makeup because I'm to home. But you know what? Guess what? I am going to be doing my show from home. Crazy, right? I know. So for those who don't know, I started my maternity leave this week because we are waiting for the little one. But then when they, guys at TV47, they're so cool. They're like, you know what? Actually, you'll do part of the show from home. And so I'm doing my makeup. I hope I'm gonna get it right. I'm doing my makeup right now. And I'll see you at 9 o'clock, TV47. First of all, we had a fantastic relaunch today. The revamp looks great. And I had to be part of it, Manzes. So I'm so happy that the crew is coming home. And so I'll see you guys at 9 o'clock. Please tune in. Sijui nitawapatiani, sijui nitawakaribishana nini hapa huu. Sijui kama wapenzi watazamaji mtakula nini hapa kwangu.